Let's begin. Welcome to the block. I'm your host, Kyle Johnston. You can find my work on Twitter at KJ_the block. You can find my work on my blog site, kylejohnstontheblock.wordpress.com. I'm just here to lay down my sports picks nice and quickly for you. You get down another podcast here on a little later with all the stuff going down in the world. I need more time, so I'm just going to throw them out real quick. Got some MLB action. We went 3-2 last night. Thursday was a fucking utter disaster. 0-4 night. Don't really get those too often. But you got to quickly rebound from those. Quickly rebound. Smart money management afterwards. So a 3-2 night last night. We'll take that. Hopefully we can continue on a little bit better of a roll. And not get into a little bit of a cold streak here after that disastrous Thursday night. Had the over in the Eskimos Blue Bombers game there on Thursday. That was horrendous. But we were riding Hamilton last night. The Tiger Cats came through. Wasn't the best of performances. But the Alouettes are awful. The Alouettes are awful. They got a lot of problems. They got a lot of injuries. But they got a lot of problems. Excuse me. Kind of thrown off a little bit by the lighting situation here. But sometimes here in the basement, it's a little tough. But, alright, let's get right back at it. So I got some picks in the CFL. Got some picks on the Diamond. I'm going to have some picks in the MLS a little bit later on. There's a few late games that I have my eye on. I'm just currently breaking them down. I'll tweet those out on Twitter. Or I'll probably talk about them in my next podcast. My next podcast will be about France, Turkey, the 9/11 documents. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about the Oakland A's and the Toronto Blue Jays. But, I'll focus on those three topics. But here, I'm here to, like I said, just going to spit out the sports picks right now. Fucking Jays last night, too, eh? Blowing that stuff. Way to go, A's. Way to come back, man. We're not afraid of these Jays. But I don't want to get caught off topic right now. So, anyways. Got a little CFL action going down tonight. Saskatchewan Roughriders, they're hosting the BC Lions. As it stands right now, Saskatchewan, the Roughriders are minus 135 on the money line. 2.5 point home favorites on the point spread. The total in this game is 49.5 points. We're seeing a little bit of movement on the over for the total. But I like the Saskatchewan Roughriders to win the first game of the season. The BC Lions, they're not that good. There's a quarterback there, Jennings. He's very erratic. I look for Darian Durant to get the Saskatchewan offense moving. Now, I don't really have a good feel for the total in this game. Maybe a teaser with the Roughriders, but I do think the Roughriders are going to pull this off. I got them on the money line at minus 135. If you want them on the point spread at minus 2.5, I think they're both safe plays. But why not take the money line when it's only sitting at minus 135? Don't have to worry about any points. So I like the Saskatchewan Roughriders to win the first game of the season over the BC Lions. In the major leagues, we got a full board, full schedule of games. Couple early afternoon games. The Cubs and the Tigers. First pitch is 2:20. The Red Sox and the Yankees are have an early first pitch as well. It's at 4:05. But I got, four MLB picks for you here. We'll start with the Houston Astros on the road in Seattle. This is a 4:10 first pitch. It's a little early. Lance McCullers is on the mound for the Astros. Iwakuma is on the mound for the Mariners. Game's basically a pick'em, but the Astros are a minus 115 road favorite. Total in this game is 8 runs. Now, I like the Houston Astros. They're hot right now. Awful start. They had some injuries to the pitching staff, some injuries to the bullpen. Had to kind of figure their, figure it out a little bit. They had to figure it out, which they've kind of put some people into the proper positions due to people coming off the DL, like McCullers. Who's their closer right now? That Will guy. It'll pop. Not Will Myers. Is it Will Myers? Something like that. They found a closer, basically, which has put everybody in the proper position. Luke Gregerson in the setup role, etc., etc. Ken Giles was an absolute disaster in the closer position. That closer name will pop into my mind here. But I like the Houston Astros at minus 115. I think they swept the Mariners about 2 weeks ago. They won last night, the first game back into action. I look for them to continue the hot streak tonight. Their bats are hot, Correa. So I like the Astros at minus 115 to defeat the Seattle Mariners. In the AL East, the Baltimore Orioles. They're on the road in Tampa Bay, take on the Rays. Matt Moore's on the mound for the Rays. Tillman takes the mound for the Orioles. I like the Orioles in this game. Now, I grabbed the Orioles at minus 140. As it stands right now, the Orioles are minus 145 road favorites. Total in this game is 8 runs. I like the over as well. So I've clicked on the Orioles and the over. Matt Moore, he's an erratic pitcher. He's up and down. He'll get his handful of strikeouts, but he'll give up his handful of runs, his handful of walks. I look for the Orioles to capitalize on that. So I like the Orioles and the over. Washington Nationals are at home, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tanner Roark's on the mound for the Nationals. Garrett Cole comes off the DL to take the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates, they're looking to put a nice streak together to get back into the run of things. Sitting in, third place right now? Maybe they're tied, but third place in the NL Central, I'm pretty sure. So they're looking for a nice little streak here to get back into the playoff run. Tanner Roark's had a pretty solid season this year. Probably been the Nationals' third best pitcher behind their aces in Strasburg and Scherzer. As it stands right now, the Nationals are minus 115 home favorites, basically a pick'em. Total in this game is 8 runs. Now I grabbed the Nationals at minus 120. I like the Nationals tonight to jump on Garrett Cole in his first game back. I don't like betting on pitchers in their first game back, even though Garrett Cole is a pretty good pitcher. Now there is some MLS action tonight. Toronto FC is in San Jose to take on the Earthquakes. I'm just breaking down a couple MLS games. I'll spit them out on Twitter, or I'll talk about them on my next podcast. As it stands, all my picks for the Open Championship suck. Kuchar and Fowler are my 2 best golfers right now, but Paul Casey, no good. Justin Rose, choke, basically. Sitting at minus 3 after the first day. Nothing else. Adam Scott just kind of hanging around as well. Never been the best at golf. I don't like picking a whole bunch of golfers. I hate when guys have 8, 10, 12 golfers. I try to keep it around 4 or 5 golfers. I usually like to play T5s and T10s. That way I might have multiple winners rather than just one. But if you caught my other podcast, I was an idiot. I forgot that the Open, I just forgot about times. Next thing you know, I was looking at 2:30 in the morning and they already had teed off and everything was taken off the board. But I'll have another podcast up in about an hour after this one. Check it out. Check my workout on Twitter at KJ_the block. Check my workout on my blog site, kylejohnstonblog.wordpress.com. This is the block where we talk sports, talk handicapping, talk a little pop culture, the hot topics go around the world, and we try to start and finish with a little bit of music. And remember, if you're not laying the money down the table, hey, you're not winning.